Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. So last time I did most of the lines on the hair, and I was just looking at it today, and highlights being wrong aside, I wasn't quite satisfied with the body of the hair on this side. The silhouette is great, but I think I might put in some more little lines in some of these other places, so let's go clear the highlights for a second. I don't know, it just looked a little bit bare compared to what I have over here. Like, over here is really nice. Over here is very fluffy. So, I thought that I would go and try to add a few more strands. I'm gonna do it on a different layer, though, because I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. But this will give me lots of room to clean things up if things go all pear-shaped. And it's nice to be able to save things if things go pear-shaped. I don't know, is that strand any good? I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Yeah, it's like a lot shorter than the other ones there. I just kind of need something that's more in the same realm of length, and I don't know what that's gonna look like. So maybe more like this? Or maybe I am just overreacting and it's fine the way it is. You never know, really. I don't know, I just feel like there should be another strand somewhere over here, but I don't want to change the overall silhouette, so I'm limited in where I can put it. Have you ever had that feeling that something is just a little bit wrong, but actually fixing it is a whole nother can of worms? Always kind of a weird feeling. Also, okay, I'll do something easier first. I didn't like where this one was going. I think I want it to be more like up here. There we go. Okay. Now I can go back to my to my not even understanding what I'm trying to do. No, it's fine. I have some idea. Just I feel like I'm creating 50 million tangents like this. Because, yeah, I don't like that location either, so it may just be that I do not actually need another strand like I think I do. I don't know. How's this one? No, I don't really like that one either. Okay, what about... I tried the shorter one up there and I didn't really like it, but... I don't know, if I rotated this one a little bit, I think it might be kind of cute. Okay, yeah. There we go. I like this one. As always, sometimes it just takes a couple of tries, and... this is why I did it on a new layer. New layer lets me experiment to my heart's content. It makes everything a little bit more manageable. So now I'm just going to take a moment to get the lines the right width. And then I'll clean up the spots that should not be lined. Just all that good stuff. And then I think it'll be ready for its color. Yeah, I'll go ahead and clear all of these. And I think I'm just gonna give it an ordinary mid-tone pink. Oh yeah, this is one of those, don't ask me why I thought that the hair needed another strand. I just looked at it and I was like, need more strand. I think it's one of those things that you just develop an intuition for. The worst kind of answer. But it's what I've got. Alright, and then while I'm here, I'm gonna go and clean up a bunch of stuff. Because I just see that the way I put in my colors is a little bit messy. Probably should have expanded my selection a little bit. But it's okay. It's easy enough to just paint over all these parts that I don't like as much. Like through here, you can kind of see some of the old darker pink seeping through. And for parts further up, I'm gonna have to use my big ol' airbrush. Although I guess in this case it's only gonna be a moderately sized airbrush. Just to keep everything nice and soft here. I'm just gonna go around her hair a little bit while I'm zoomed in and make sure that there's no stray pixels and colors that I don't like. Yeah, like over here, oh man, right here got it real bad. Looks like a lot of the strand I'm gonna have to deal with my airbrush just to make sure it stays soft. I see a little bit of extra hair. Oh no, that's an eyebrow. What am I talking about? Look, it's an easy mistake to make. They're both made of hair, okay? Alright, and I'll do the same up here, but yes, note to self, if I do this kind of thing again, make sure that I expand the selection by a pixel so that this way I don't get these kind of hard, ugly edges. I just forgot to do that. Okay. I think I'm satisfied. And yes, I do think that looks a little bit better. Alright, so back into hair hell. Let's go. Next step, highlights. I want to get all these looking nice now. So the first step to that is going to be getting my highlight color and then putting the highlights in the right places. The hair moved around a bit. It always does. I just always use my initial highlight placement as a placeholder. Just so that this way I can get a better feel for how the final ones are going to look. So now I just gotta put them in. And they're just gonna be big ol' blocks of color here. Exactly how I draw them depends on my mood, really. I'm pretty inconsistent with how they look, but in general, I just go for these spiky shapes. Often look like N or V or W. And I'm not gonna get them too clean just yet. I want to make sure that they're all in the right place before I focus too hard on that. So the first step is just getting them down. And knowing me, I'll probably move them around a bit. I almost always do. And just for this style in particular, it's actually okay to have them in shadow shapes like this. Doesn't always make sense, but for here, just due to the way I colored it, like if this was normal hair, I probably wouldn't have made this as dark as it is. So it makes sense here. The big thing is just to make sure to vary their length and width and thickness and all that. Otherwise, they're just going to get monotonous and boring. And you don't want boring hair. That'd just be unfortunate, right? And then I just put it on spots where... I guess my rule of thumb is where it's kind of curving. I spent much time bending my hair into various shapes and looking at how the lights moved on it in order to learn how to draw hair highlights. And that's generally my rule of thumb. Just where it bends. I could probably get away with only putting highlights up at the top parts here, but I think I'm gonna put another set, like, down there too. Not like that. Probably, like, right around here. Just make him a little bit smaller. Probably don't need him, but it makes me happy. Oh yeah, and there's also, while I'm thinking about it, wasn't quite happy with the location of some of the back hair. I don't know. It was breaking the flow. Best way I can describe it. So, I need to fix that. And I was seeing it strongly there. So I'll just paw at it with the liquefy tool, and yeah, that should be good until I'm ready to get it super smooth. I'm not gonna do that until after I finish rendering her face, but I think I will do that before I do her body. Normally that's a bit weird, but I just want to get her head done, you know? I got things I just want to do, and so I just gotta let myself do them. No questions asked. Sometimes I make myself wait, sometimes I don't. It's fine. I can do what I want. Oh, this one would be nice and big. Yeah. This is a perfect spot for just a really big highlight. I think it'll be great. There we go, and how do I want this to be shaped? Probably like, yeah, like that. Like, when in doubt, just wavy lines and it typically works out. I'll put a little one here, just... no, I changed my mind. I don't want one there. Now that I saw it, I'm like, you know what? Nah. Highlight doesn't need to be there. And then the other big thing that I'm being careful to do is make sure that it follows the flow of the hair. So, like, the highlights here are a little bit straight, so I want to curve this one on the bottom just a little. That this way it follows the nice curve of the hair. This one is actually curving in the wrong direction, so it needs to curve this way. There we go. And I think that's fine. Yeah, I don't think anywhere else needs it. Let me zoom out just to make sure I still like that. Yeah, looks good to me. Okay. I might fix up over here at most, but yes. I am overall satisfied with their locations. So now I can go in. Just go right in. And clean it all up. Oh, this is more hair. Clean it all up and make it all look nice. I just noticed that I had some stray pixels in this hair, so I figured I should clean that too. I am just bringing this hair as close to perfection as I can now. I'm gonna finish it. Today is the day I finish hair. And I'm pretty sure I can. So overall, the hair's been going pretty well. I only had to, like, redo one small thing. Where I just didn't like the thickness of the lines. But everything else has just been going my way, so I appreciate it. Making this one nice and thick. You're a little guy right there, too. I do think those little guys help. So, I guess I'm just back into cleaning and rendering mode now. Where it just takes me a second to get everything the way I want. Time consuming, but worth, always. And thus my mind begins to wander. And I am just thinking about which areas I want to do next in the order that I plan to render everything in. And I think I'll do about as much of her face and head as I want. I haven't decided if I want to do her hat and all this or not. I might not. It's a mystery. It'll depend on my whims when it comes time to actually decide what to render next. But I think once I get her head and face to my heart's content, I'm actually going to do the border, and I will just do things from forward to back, top to bottom. Unless I don't. Unless I decide that there's something else I want to do, but I think that's the plan for now. That is the nice thing about my process. Like, I can just kind of go. Do whatever I'm in the mood for. And I can trust my own work ethic enough not to procrastinate on things I don't want to do. To an extent. But in general, I've felt pretty okay in that regard. No, I don't like this one. It needed to be there, but it wasn't following the flow of her hair quite right. Yeah, this is making her hair look nice and shiny. I like it. I'm looking forward to putting lines around it. I tested that out when I was doing my initial messy lines, and I thought it looked great. Oh yeah, while I'm just rendering things, dream announcement. It's gonna be buried here, so don't worry, I'll put it out in the community tab too, and Twitter, and the other places people generally look, I think. But my schedule is changing somewhat. My daughter is starting school, so I have to have a sleep schedule like a normal person now. And I can no longer stream in the middle of the night like I am currently. So, I have not decided on an exact time yet. I will let you know tomorrow, and I will have it converted to UTC, but it's gonna be much later than now. But tomorrow's stream is going to be 2 hours later than usual. So rather than starting at 10 a.m. UTC, I will be starting at 12 p.m. UTC. So that one I at least know off the top of my head. But at this point, I have basically successfully rotated my schedule around. And tomorrow is the final step, and I will now be sleeping at my normal scheduled start time. I'm a little bit sad about it. It's for the children. Sacrifices you make for your children, having to have a normal sleep schedule. For shame. But it's okay. So tomorrow, we'll be starting at 12 p.m. UTC. Or 12 UTC, yes. UTC does not use AM and PM, but that's fine. I was expecting to decide on a time sooner, but I ended up flipping my schedule sooner than expected, and it's like already almost normal. So it just all happened way faster than I expected. I was feeling a little bit surprised, and thus a little bit unprepared, but don't worry, I will still be streaming. And I will announce everything the moment that I know what I'm gonna be doing. Hello there, Yeti Kitty. Man, this whole strand is a little bit messier than I thought it was. There we go. Now all is well. And I can carry on with doing highlights. Oh, congrats! It's good to do stuff every day. I'd be more concerned if you were not doing stuff every day. Ah, I see. What, are you not happy with the new hairstyle? Or was it unintentional? Let me see. I think I want this one to be a little bit longer this way. This still looks way too controlled. Let me mess with this shape a little bit. See if I can get something a little bit better. I don't know, it just all looked a little bit uniform, and I didn't like it. It was... Maybe I should make it so that the spike is on this side, and this side is just straight. I don't know. What kind of names do you like? Okay, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. They're a little bit more varied now. This one's going to be super thin, and I think that looks pretty good. This one, these two are about the same width, but I think this is okay. Okay. Sounds good to me. Alright, almost all the way around here. So I'll be working my way back around, and then I can go do all her extra hair that goes above her hat. Kind of looking forward to doing all the extra details on her hair. That's because I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what I can do with them. So right now, I already think that the hair looks pretty good. But soon there will be a bit more. I'm just... Yeah, basically I have plans. There are stuff that exist in my mind's eye that do not yet exist on the drawing. And I look forward to being able to show it to all of you guys. It'll be great. It's like one of the best parts about drawing, of just being able to bring the things that exist in my head out here into the world where people can actually see them. Okay, how are we looking so far? Very nice. I approve. Alright, up to my extra hair. Man, I just really like how she's looking. This picture's turning out so cute. I love it. I love it so much. It's gotta be so good once I actually finish it. And I am just looking forward to seeing what I can do with this particular art style. I like it a lot. It makes me very happy. See, this is why I can never stick to just one style. There are just so many different things. I don't know, those are all pretty different. Like, I don't know what kind of vibe you're going for. Vibes are important, man. Honestly, the way I start pretty much any creative thing I'm doing is, like, entirely vibe-based. Sometimes it takes me a second to hammer down the vibe, but vibes is always how I start. Vibes and energy. Well, yes, I noticed that much, but, I was talking about in terms of sound, and also, they're all from different Asian cultures. Don't worry, I am enough of a weeb to know a few things about East Asia. Yeah, I'm just reminded of everything I was talking about when I started drawing this picture and how I was just going off of pure energy, and I think that's true for many things that I do. Even when I was starting my comic, I just had a lot of my ideas were just energy, and I knew what kind of thing I was going for, and I just gradually started molding it into something that actually made sense, so I could actually start writing it down. And I still feel that same energy every time I work on it. I did, actually. It's kind of in that spot. Okay, there we go. Then I just see a couple... Let me see. Are you on this layer? No. So that means you are probably an extra line down on the original hair, so I should... You're not. Huh, what are you from then? Are you an extra highlight or something? No? Are you improperly painted? Perhaps. No. Okay, where is that from? Is that something from the hat? Okay. Yeah, there's like an extra line there, but I cannot tell what it's from. So I guess I'm just gonna hide layers until I find it. But it's weird that it's not on the hat. Is it just a hole? And the reason that I couldn't paint over it was because I had the layer locked? Ah, that's exactly what it was. Okay. That happens sometimes. So basically I had a spot that wasn't filled in properly. It was up, I had one up here too. And I was interpreting it as a line. But that's not what it was. It just was not filled in properly. Dangnabbit. Gotta stop doing that. Or at least gotta update Krita. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to trace over the highlights with lines. I thought that my line color was slightly lighter than the highlight. They're looking pretty similar. Maybe I should just use pure white for this then. It's already pretty dang close, so should be fine. Yep, looks fine to me. Even this isn't quite pure white, but I could probably use pure white and it'd be fine. So I want to keep these lines a little bit thinner than the ones that I have going around the strands. Because I think that's going to be true for much of my interior lines, where they are just a little bit thinner. I'll go ahead and do a few and then see if I like this thickness. These tiny ones might be a little bit harder to outline, but I'll do my best. I think that doing it like this will just make it a little bit more stained glass-like, and I like that. It is what I'm going for, after all. I just keep referring back to the thickness of that line before I draw my next one. So that hopefully this way they will all be about the same width. Welcome back. Alright, I think this is going to be the last one I do before I go and make sure that I like this particular line thickness. But I think this is looking pretty fantastic so far, so I am excited to take a look. So excited. Art is great. So I'm gonna go ahead and compare what's here to what's over here. And see if I can really see the difference. And it's pretty subtle, but there is a little bit more separation. And I think that's about all it needs. Okay, yeah, I think I'm satisfied with that. Perfect. Well, I hope you feel better soon. Being sick is no fun at all. Now I'm just trying to think about other things that I might want to try with the hair. Hair is kind of interesting in that you have so much freedom in what you want to do. Especially with anime hair. You can do like whatever you want. I still remember me being a young artist and trying to do semi-realism. There is a lot less freedom in what you can do there. But anime, you can do whatever you want. I remember the first time I tried to draw like that, I was struck by just how much more, how many more different things you could do and still have it look good. I'm actually working on a semi-realistic piece off stream. And it's been a pretty good time so far. Even though I don't draw it as much, I still like it. And I've been having a pretty good time with it. It's also the first time in a while that I've actually drawn one of my original characters. So I've been having fun with that too. I've been kind of redesigning her outfit. Because I like designing clothes. It is fun. I like it lots. But I'm kind of stuck in what I want to do with her shoulders, because I have a particular aesthetic in mind. And I kind of want to go for some big, poofy shoulder things. But I'm not quite sure how I want them to look yet. But I have been recording this one, so once I do finally finish it, I will be sure to upload it to the channel. It'll be sped up, but you can at least see some of my experimentation there. And also me trying to remember how to draw in semi-realism. And flailing up proportions as always. Because that's always gonna happen. But I really like this character. She's going to be like one of the antagonists in my comic, so I have been looking forward to writing and drawing her. But just thinking about the kind of design I want for that. See, that's why she's gonna be spiky and ominous. On the bright side, I feel like lining this is all going pretty well. It's not taking that long at all. I can just able to go in and do the thing. I have so much better brush control than I did, like, I don't know, even 2 years ago. It's pretty fantastic. Honestly, it just feels really nice to be able to feel the things that I'm getting better at. Like, just as I'm doing it, I can feel it, man. The me of 2 years ago would have spent, like, 3 times as long doing this. I say as I start messing up the line, but, you know. Easy come, easy go. I'm pretty sure that the me now is still doing way better than the me of 3 years ago would have. Okay, there's the main hair. Let's go do the extra hair now. Man, There's always just so much hair. I just marvel at it, like, every time. Oops. I work on things. Just how much hair there is. That's kind of the nice thing about doing hair early, is that I get one of the biggest things. I get one of the biggest things done. And then I am just free to derp around. And things tend to feel like they go much faster. It's fine. I always tell you, go do what you enjoy. If you want to watch, stay and watch. If you don't, don't. You don't have to ask for permission every time. Just go do what you want. Have a good day. Always have a good day, as much as you can. And do whatever will make your day better. I am an anime girl on the internet. I can't hurt you. Physically cannot. And I'm not going to be mad at you for going to do something that is fun. So, just go do what you want. Always. You don't have to ask me. Well, there you go. You know how I feel about it, so you know that anytime you want to go do something besides watch my stream, you can just go. It's all good. I'm not going to be mad. This is normal. You come when you want, and you go when you want. And that is how people should watch streamers, in my opinion. It should all be for fun. And everyone should come to have a good time. I feel like that is my job as an anime girl on the internet, to let people come and have a good time. Alright. Thanks for stopping by. I think it's kind of funny just how different things look with just the addition of these little white lines. Wouldn't think that they'd make so much of a difference, but they do. And it is impressive for how just small they are. Every little thing makes a difference with this kind of thing. That's why it's important to just pay attention to the small things too. Because, yeah, look at that. I think that looks really nice. Oh, that makes me happy. Alright. Oops. So, I'm gonna go and just derp around to some details, I guess. Let's see, I think I will take both the highlight outline color and the regular outline color and use them slightly differently, depending on my mood. So all I really want to do is just add some texture lines here and there. Just wherever I think it'll look nice. Some of them will probably be longer than others. And that's fine. And then after I put in some of these other just little tiny lines, I'm gonna go ahead and add some more color variation. I'm not quite sure where I want to put them all yet. I'm just kind of feeling it out. That's why I'm doing it on a new layer. Always do your science on a new layer. Man, I've barely gotten started, and I already really like the way this looks. Ah, this makes me so happy. Fantastic. Just kind of have to decide what I actually want to do with them. I'm not sure if I like these ones. I'll go ahead and erase those. But see, this is why I call it an experiment, because I don't know what to expect, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying something that I think will look cool if I do it right. And I'll take it from there. Yeah, so this is, so far just a few extra strands, but then when I'm thinking about it... Okay, I'm gonna hide this for a second and do another experiment. We're just getting all the science today, let's go. And I'm gonna do very light and thin lines. And just... I don't know. Line various parts of her hair like this. Why? I don't know. But I think it might look nice. Actually kind of does. A little bit too consistent there. So that makes it look a little bit dull and repetitive, but I can clean that up a little bit later. Basically, this is something that I did in my header image as well. On the cloud portions, and I thought it looked really nice. And actually, I think it's looking really nice here, wow. I like that. Is it even visible when I zoom out, though? Actually, yes. I always like to get a feel for what things look like when I zoom out quite a lot, because that's what people will see when I post it on the internet. Nobody really zooms in properly, unless the thumbnail looks good, so. And even then, a lot of times they don't. No shade on people, I often don't either. It's just kind of the reality of posting things on the internet. Okay, but I like this. I think I like this better than what I was doing before. I just remembered what I was doing with my clouds on my header image, and I was like, you know what? I should try that here. I bet that'll also look good on hair. And here we are. with a neat hair pattern. I like it lots. I'm so happy right now. Like, I thought the other one was pretty okay, but this is fantastic. I'm gonna go put this below my outlines layer. And the best part is, since it's anime, it doesn't even have to make sense. Well, no, that's not true. It has to make some kind of sense. Sense by anime standards. Everything kind of has its own interpretation of reality. And so it has to have kind of its own rhythm and kind of presence. That'll give it a degree of grounding. But in terms of realism, it doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to make sense in that regard. Okay, yes, I like this. It's just a very simple little effect, but I think it adds some nice things to the hair. I don't really even think I need to clean it up that much. I'm just gonna make sure that some of these lines are connected where I think they should be, and that I don't have any going through places that I don't want. So the most basic of cleanup, basically. Basic cleanup, basically. Heck yeah. I've been paying attention to things like that I say. Nothing will make you more self-conscious about the way you talk than hearing your children start talking as well, because, well, I guess that might not be true for some people, but I'm generally aware that the way your kids will talk mirrors the way that you talk to them. It's also the same way that they talk to other people. Like, the kids learn how to communicate with people by watching their parents. So I have just been hyper aware of how I talk now. And it really is kind of a funny feeling. Like, one thing I have noticed about myself lately is that I seem to be strangely nervous about giving definitive yes or no answers to things when I never really thought that I was. But for whatever reason, I seem to prefer saying that it's likely or probably as opposed to just yes. Because my daughter's been doing the same thing. And I don't necessarily find it annoying or anything. I probably seem like it. There I go saying probably. But it's mostly just because I don't really want her to feel like she has to talk that way. So I'm trying to stop doing it quite as much myself. The things you do for the tiny human. Okay, do I want these lines to be any thicker? I mean, I do want them to be, like, ultra thin. But let's go do an experiment where I make some of them just a tad thicker. Because these ones are definitely very light and wavy. So this is just another experiment. I do not know if I will keep this. That is why I made yet another new layer. New layer for new experiments. So I'm just going over this very carefully. It's like, normally I don't like to be this smooth while I'm drawing or, you know, doing an experiment, but I can't really afford to be messy with this experiment. I gotta be very smooth about it. So it definitely does give it a little bit more presence, but I'm not sure if I like that. I'm actually gonna have to think about this one. Huh. I'm not sure what choice is correct. Okay, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna leave the experiment on and compare it to both sides here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do some initial thin lines on her other hair. Because I at least know that I like that part. Gotta start with what I know. And I want it to follow the flow of the hair still. So I don't want it to be just randomly curvy or anything. We still gotta care about the energy here. The energy of this hair. Because it is doing things like this. And if I draw a straight line across it, it's gonna feel weird, so... That's why you gotta match the energy. Very important. Regardless of how you feel about energy as a pseudoscientific concept, you gotta admit that there's energy in things. It may not mean anything, but it's just how people often describe sensations that they do not quite understand. It's why we can, quote-unquote, read the room, because there's a certain energy to the room. And we can feel that energy, and people that can't will often get looked at strangely. If you've ever gotten criticized for not being able to read the room, yes, you gotta be able to feel the energy. It's an important skill. But that is something that doing art can actually help you with, because a lot of art relies on a degree of energy. And as you start understanding art, you will start understanding energy. Okay, that's fine. So now that I have the whole thing with thin lines, let me go and compare my slightly thicker lines over here. Man, I'm still not sure. I'm gonna go ahead and run the same experiment up on her other hair here. So I'm gonna try to follow these lines and make them just a little bit thicker in a few places. I'm not gonna do all of them. But I will do a few. Just enough that I can kind of get a feel for how it will look. Let it be known that choices are hard. And if I do decide that I'd like these thicker lines, I'll probably go back and clean up some of this just a little, since it is a bit messy. But first, I want to see if I like it like this, because my answer is still inconclusive. I don't know if this is a good idea yet. That is why I'm doing more testing. I think these ones here might be too thick regardless, because they are thicker than what I have over there, I think. Hopefully that doesn't throw off my testing data, but I will do my best. And at the very least, there's something I like here and something I don't. I can make decisions based on that. Okay, at the very least, this one looks a lot better with the thinner lines. Like I said, that might just be because I drew these ones too thick. So let me try again with slightly thinner lines. Just to be thorough. After all, this is a style experiment. I drew this picture because I wanted to experiment with this style specifically. And so that means I have to run a lot of tests and see what I like and see what I don't like. That is just an important part of the process. An important part of discovering new things about art. If you do the same thing every time, you'll never discover something new. And if you keep your process very controlled and orderly, you're never gonna let chaos into your art and discover something new. So that's where you just gotta try things, even if it doesn't work out. Like here, not sure if I'm gonna like these thicker lines, or if I want the super thin ones that I had before. But it doesn't matter, I gotta draw them anyway. Because I gotta know for sure. And to do that, I have to see it. So it's very possible that all of this work will be thrown out. That happens a lot when I'm designing characters, and I'm just adding elements, taking away elements, often designing like 3 different costumes with different silhouettes. And just seeing what works and what does not. Yeah, this is quite conclusive. I prefer the thinner ones. But I do like the thin outlines. So I will be keeping those, which means that they are now getting their layer named. This is the thick one, right? Yep. Okay. Do I need any further cleaning or anything? Do I want to make any of them thicker? Like, some of these are super light, so I'm wondering if I need to make any of them thicker at all. But no, I don't really think so. I think keeping them super light and the kind of thing that you had to zoom in for might actually make a degree of sense. But the thing I will test is whether or not I want to add color variation to go with it. Shadow from the hat is going to stay a solid color no matter what. Okay, yes, that is quite nice. I like this. This I keep. This idea stays. Yeah, when I was doing the clouds on my header image, I deliberately made sure that I had no two cells, basically, had the same color next to each other. And I don't think I'm gonna go that quite that hardcore with this. I do think that I will allow two colors to coexist next to each other. But I will add a lot of nice little color variation. And I think that'll look very nice. Means I'm gonna be spending a little bit more time on the hair, but you know, anytime I work on hair, I fully expect to be here for days, so it's fine. It is what it is with hair. Oh, but this makes me happy. Oh, this makes me quite happy. This is just looking fantastic. So since technically this is still just an experiment, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this on a separate layer, and this will give me plenty of room to mess up. Basically what it amounts to. Because, I mean, I'm just trying stuff. Of course I'm gonna mess it up. It's to be expected. It's fine. It's totally fine. I got lots of room to try things and make mistakes and figure out what I like and what I don't. Wouldn't be much of an experiment if I messed nothing up. I mean, it means I'm not trying hard enough. Nah, I like the dark color next to her face. I'm just gonna leave that entire area that color. I think that's fine there. So this is eliminating some of the gradients, but it's keeping most of them. And I think it's worth getting rid of a few of them for the sake of this nice extra color variation. And I'll just be careful about where I put it all. No big deal. And since this is all in a separate layer, if I want to add more gradients, I can. It is nice having options. thinking about what I want to do with this guy, but I think that's fine. I think it can just stay like that. I don't think this layer needs to be super hyper detailed or anything. And as always, it's okay if it looks a little bit unnatural or unrealistic, because that's kind of what I'm going for stylistically. It's not supposed to look like real hair, it's supposed to look like stained glass. And I want to try to keep that feeling in as many places as I can. And that's ultimately what it is, just a feeling. A feeling I am trying to capture. Alright, I think that's good, so I will move on to the next area. I'll just keep going all the way through. Takes a little while, but it's okay. I am digging the result here. So, it is worth a bit of extra effort. And it just looks so good. I'm so happy. It's fantastic. I'm even gonna put an extra dark spot right there. And I think, like, right here, too. I'm gonna use this color very sparingly, but I do think it'll look nice in a few spots. Just give us a few spots, just a little bit of extra oomph, you know? It'll be great. And hopefully this will also help that feeling that I was having at the beginning, where I felt like a few spots looked maybe a little bit boring. And like I needed an extra strand in there. So I am hoping that this will also help with that. We'll see what happens. I don't always know what's gonna happen, it's fine. I don't have to know. And yeah, no, I do think I want this corner to be the dark one. I'm trying to avoid putting the colors next to each other so much, but I'm not going to be quite as hardcore about that as I was in my header image for the channel. I reference that image a lot because that's what gave me... That was my first attempt at this style. I got the idea for it and I was like, I want to try it for that image in particular and see what happens. And I was very happy with what happened. So, that is why I'm doing it again. And I will do it again and again and again. Hopefully I will do it many a times and develop this into the best it can be. Man, I'm generally excited to be here, but today just feels special for some reason. I think I am just especially happy with what I'm making today. It's like, man, look at this. Just looks so good. I can't get over it. Just finally figuring out what I want to do with all of this. And it's going places, and I am pleased. Just pleased beyond what I can even describe. You wish it didn't take so long to color it all in, though. This is why I can never draw fast. I'm just like, oh, okay, gotta do that too. And that, and we're gonna do all the things, and it's gonna be great. And it wouldn't be so bad if I was wrong. Like, if it wasn't great. Then, you know, I'd be like, okay, well, we won't do that again. But the problem is that a lot of time it is great, so I want to do it again. And again. And again. And it never stops. Never. Almost finished the main bulk of her hair here, though, so then I'll be able to go on to the other side. I just really like this. I like it. I cannot stop gushing. It makes me happy. This is the kind of feeling art should give you, in my opinion. Just something that makes you super happy. Super happy to exist today. Oh yeah, I should carry these colors down here. There we go. Alright. So this is what we got now. Definitely looking a bit more stained glassy. I do think I will add a couple of dark gradients and a few key spots, though. I think I want a little bit up here, for example. A little bit over here. And how about just a little bit there? Kind of underneath some of these other strands. Let it go back just a touch. Okay, yeah, I think that is how I want it. And once I do this part of her hair, it'll be done. And then I'll be free from hair. Oh, yeah. Stretch. Okay, there we go. Get ready for the last bit of hair. I'm not gonna merge this yet because I'm scared. But I think this looks good. Alright, time to do it again. Time to do it all again. Alright. How do I want to do this? Oh yeah, that line is fake. I forgot that I did this line on the main bulk of the hair and not on the more hair layer. And here, I think I can be a little bit more free to use this extra dark color. Since I use it in so many other places. Wanted to be very sparing with it. on the original layer. But here, I think I can use it as much as I like. As for why I wanted to be very sparing with it on the other layer, couldn't tell you. But it made sense in my head. I thought it'd be too much. Best way I can describe it. Those kinds of decisions happen all the time, where it's just, I made a decision, I'm pretty sure it's correct, but I'm not entirely sure why it's correct. And I'm trying to learn better about why I think these decisions are correct or incorrect, or why I think it works. For one, so this way I can explain it, and for two, so that this way I can do a better job of replicating the things that I think are working well. So all these times that I say that I just have no idea, I am actually thinking about what the reason is. Sometimes I can come to an answer, sometimes I can't, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And this is one of those times where I'm just like, man, I just really don't know. I don't. But yeah, so if I had tried to put an idea to it, I do think it would just be too much color. So while I'm applying all these colors, I am still trying to keep my light source in mind, and I'm using my light source to illuminate her face as much as possible, so it's like sitting right above her. So I'm trying to make the area closest to her face the lightest side. And beyond that, it is a mystery. Frankly, I don't think I need to be any more detailed than that. I think just knowing the gist is sufficient. You're fine as paint layer 6. I'll probably get a name. You might get a name someday, but I think it's more likely that that layer will just be merged. Now the good news with my new sleep schedule is I am not just getting super hungry by this point. Most of the time my body would be just complaining about food when. Food when. But I didn't actually eat all that long ago, so I'm not super hungry right now. Huh. Feels weird. But it does mean I might be able to go a little bit longer. We'll see how much energy I have, since I did a lot of science today. Lots of experiments. There were many things to be done. Now I can tell that I'm going to want to go and add some gradients to some of these places again. But yes, I might end up going a little bit longer than usual today, depending on how I feel. Alright, I think I'm almost through the first pass here. And then I will add gradients to my heart's content. And I think that will be about it for hair. Man. I just went through it. Feels good. Let's see, where do I want the dark spots to be here? Maybe something like this. Line technically doesn't go all that way, but for one, it probably should. But I don't really feel like going back and fixing it. But for two, this looks fine. It looks fine even without it. Just once again, deciding where these slightly lighter parts should go. And I think like this looks pretty okay. No, I probably don't want it there actually. But here is good. Okay, I think that might be it, barring gradients, and I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, it definitely has a nice little stained glass feel. Let's go re-add some of those gradients that were lost. I do think that they looked very nice, a little bit darker down there. And probably a little bit darker through there. And this one's special in that it has a few that I wanted to add a little bit more lightness to. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. I like that. So there we go, we have some finished hair. I guess strictly speaking, I haven't drawn her back hair yet. There we go, finished hair. Phew. This is how I always feel after hair. Just like, oh man, I did the thing. Yay! I'm gonna go die now. Now I'm deciding if I feel like doing her hat or if I want to go into her eyes, and yeah, screw it. I want to go into her eyes. It is eye time. I have been looking forward to working at her eyes for a little while now, so... Gonna be eyelash lines. Here we are. So now I can just go in and do the same thing to her eyelashes. I have been looking forward to this moment. And now I know which areas to focus on, and if I need to hide the hair for a second just to see what I'm doing, I can. But at this point, doing so isn't for the sake of drawing the eyes or anything, it's just so that this way I know where to put the lines. Because, like, I wasn't quite sure how to draw the lines for the eyelashes here, because a little bit of it is showing. Like, a little bit of the eyelashes here are showing. So I want to make sure that the lines are in the right spot, but I'm not going to worry too much about making them neat. And since eyelashes are generally small, I won't be overly concerned with making them super detailed. If anything, making them too detailed will just make it busy and kinda ugly. But I do want enough here to get the stained glass feeling in her eyes too. Her lower lashes are gonna get a bit less because I think that if I tried to put too much line on them, they would just get devoured because they're so thin. And that is fine. They don't have to be thick. I can use different types of lines for different types of things. This is normal. I don't have to be entirely consistent all the way around. And getting stuck on that can actually be kind of bad. That is something I learned from my time in semi-realism, where I just remember when I was a baby artist, I'd always get annoyed when people would draw, like, intricate line art for their characters, and then just blurry stuff for their backgrounds. And it just lacked the line art and the detail that their characters did. And sometimes that can be bad, but frankly, most of the time, it's really not. And my current self just understands this better. It is totally fine to be a little bit inconsistent when you draw, because there are some parts that are just more important than others. Alright, I'm gonna do the lines on the other eyelash before I go into her, the actual eyeball here. But honestly, I am still in love. I cannot stop gushing about how cute this is. That's why at this week's schedule I was like, come watch me draw Yuyuko. She's looking super cute. And I am just very happy. Seriously, come watch me draw. Come watch me draw Yuyuko. It's wonderful. She's looking great. Okay. I think that's about all I need there. It's like the eyes are very important, but they're also pretty small, so they don't always get copious amounts of detail. And I think that is sufficient. Like at worst, the eyelashes are a little bit thin. Are they too thin? I'm thinking about it. Are they too thin? They might be, actually. You know, I probably should have checked that before I just did all the lines and extra details. But I think they are. I'm gonna make them a little thicker. So this means I'm gonna have to redraw some stuff, but you know, it'll be worth it. Never too late to change your mind. Not in art. Like, it's unfortunate when you have to, but it's for the best. Like, I got so used to thinking about the picture that I wasn't even, thinking about, do my eyes have enough presence here? Am I satisfied with the amount of presence that they have in the drawing? And I didn't explicitly check it, so I didn't realize that my answer was actually no. I don't think they do. So here we are. I didn't really see it until I realized just how bare her upper eyelashes on this eye looked. I was like, huh. You know, I should probably actually think about that, since the eyes are such an important part. never get complacent. Otherwise, this happens, and you have to redraw a bunch of stuff, but fortunately, it's a small area. It's not going to take that long. Really sucks when it's a big area that I gotta redraw completely. And that does happen sometimes, and it's terrible. Feels really bad, but it's for the best. Like I mentioned that drawing I was working on off-stream of original character of mine, and I've been working on designing her outfit. I realized kind of my original idea had a cape going over her shoulders. And I was realizing today, you know, I'm not even sure if I like that cape. And I had done a bunch of stuff with it, and I'm just like, you know, I don't know if I like it. I don't know. So now it's entirely possible that I'm just gonna be getting rid of it, and that's always a little bit sad. But it's like, if I don't like it, it is legitimately for the best if I clear it and draw something else. In this case, I didn't delete it, I just put it in a layer group and hid the layer group so that this way I could try a couple of different ideas and go back to it if I decide I like that one more. The lower lashes on this side look terrible. I'm going to clear this and do them again. But yeah, fortunately digital lets me do stuff like that where I can just be like, you know, don't know if I like that. Let's try something else. And I can have a degree of spontaneity in what I draw here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to redraw a lot of those lines, but like I've been saying, it's okay. It's not... Oh, oops. It is not the end of the world. Actually, I'm just gonna start over. I'm just gonna start over here, so... Gonna make everything back to the original color. Okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate that digital gives me lots of room to just kind of try things. And if I don't like it, I can erase cleanly, I can put it all in a new layer so it takes no time to decide if I don't do or don't like something. I can directly compare two options like I did with the hair today. Got lots of room to just experiment, and it feels wonderful to me. This is why I'm not sure if I could do traditional art. A lot of people are a little bit more controlled and reasonable, I dare say, in their process, but I am not. The way I work was very much built around digital because the first time I tried it, I fell in love. I just really, really liked what I could do with it. And I feel like that there are many things that I can do with digital that I just cannot do with traditional. So I will probably be one of those people that just does digital forever and ever. Just like those people that fall in love with a certain traditional medium and just never really want to expand into others. I think that's fine. Having one is more than enough. I make up for it with my desire to just have, 70 million different styles. Where I don't make stylistic choices. Where I make different stylistic choices for pieces instead of different medium choices. I've seen people that really like to experiment with different mediums, and it's like, man, they can do so many cool things. They can. I do not doubt that people that are able to do a lot of different things like that are very cool. I think they are very cool. I'm just not one of them. But I will appreciate what they do while I go do my own thing. I think that is a fantastic way to be. And I mean it unironically. I do genuinely love a lot of what other people do. Like, I've seen people... I think it's acrylic paints. But where they do some really cool things with acrylic paints and hair dryers. And just spread it around and make these really cool patterns. It looks super beautiful. And I really like watching them work. What they make is super cool. Even if it's not something I necessarily want to try myself, oh boy, do I love watching other people do it. Truly. So, that's why I say, even if you don't necessarily want to draw yourself, nothing wrong with appreciating what other people are doing while you go pursue whatever creative hobby makes you happy. Get people, different people making different things, the things that just appeal to them strongly, and suddenly the world is filled with cool things. Go make cool things. I want to go interact with your cool things too. There's only so many cool things I can make myself. So please, go give me some more cool things to look at. Or read, or interact with, or do whatever I'm supposed to do with it. With as much doom and gloom as in the world right now, all we can do is try to fill the world with cool stuff. Let's try to make it cooler. I think this line color for the eyelashes is too light. So I'm gonna pick a slightly darker color here and try some variations. Okay, I think that looks better. Alright. Eyeball time! I should name my layers. Alright, so while I was looking at right before, this gradient that I'm about to get rid of looks wonderful, but I want to make sure I have the same color for both sides. And I also decided that the lines that I had here, and also the little kind of dark ring going around the edge of her eyes, they were all too thin. Gonna hide the specular highlight for a little while. But yes, I felt like they were all just a little bit too thin. So I'm gonna be going back over all this to make everything just a little bit thicker. The people, on the other hand, was great. before I add the lines, I'm gonna zoom out and make sure I'm satisfied with the thickness of these shadows here. Yep, that looks much better. Okay, let's go ahead and give the same treatment to the other eye. That is ultimately why I erased the gradient there. One, I want it to be the same color. And two, I want to make sure that I do the eyes together. The only reason that the other eye was done as much as it was is I was kind of explaining some stuff in my head about the style I was going for here. And it's just easier to show it than it is to talk about it, so I painted some stuff. And I knew that I was probably going to have to get rid of some of it, but that's okay. It was worth it for the explanation. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and get the Sclera 2. This one has some gradient on it, so it's gonna... It kind of axed, but that's alright. I'm just gonna clear it all for now, just to make sure that I have the same colors for both sides. Okay. Go give this pupil its little dark area around it. Make sure I make it thick enough. Okay, that seems pretty consistent. I already picked a color here, so I'll go ahead and use the same one. And now it is time. I will leave the line around the pupil a little bit thinner than what I want to do for everything else. Much like I did with the hair here, where some of the interior lines are a little bit thinner. But I already know that I want these to be thicker. I did not think that the presence of the lines was strong enough in the variation that I had before. So they will be thicker. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Let me see. Over here, it looks a bit lumpy. I think I'm gonna have to clear the gradient that I made down here as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. It's okay, it'll be added back later. But I cannot allow all this lumpiness to exist. Just making sure I cleared it all, and indeed, it looks like it is completely gone. So now I can worry about getting this line a little bit more of a consistent width. So I do not want this part to feel lumpy. Everything should feel nice and smooth. And then I think like I was planning to do for the hat up here where I have that dark bit there, I think I'm gonna try the same thing on her eye white, actually. So this way I can put a line around the entirety of the eye itself. I'll see how I feel about it here. It's gonna be pretty thin. And now I should have a bit more room to make this line going around the entire eye just a little bit more visible. Probably looks pretty weird zoomed in like this, but I think it'll look pretty good once I zoom out. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Okay, let's do the same thing for the other eye. So we give a fairly thin line for the pupil here. And then thicker ones all the way around. And then I will add a nice dark spot to the sclera, so this way I can outline the eyeball a little bit more nicely and have it be a bit more visible. And after that, it's gonna be gradient time. Heck yeah. Let me see, how thick did I make them? About the right thickness? A little bit thicker. Come on, there we go. I have certain zoom levels that I like to stay with, because some of them I think just make the picture look kind of blurry, and I don't like it, so I don't like working with those. 200 and 400% tend to be the ones greater than 100% that I tend to stick with. If I zoom in anymore, then it stops looking like the picture at that point. And like 133 and some of the other ones, I just like make the picture look blurry. So we'll do 400 here just to make sure that I get this line very nice. This is probably super excessive. This is probably why it takes me 5 times as long to draw anything as I feel like it should. But I can't help it. I just want to make sure that it is looking the way I want it to. And I have so much control when I zoom in. Alright, let's add that dark spot now. While I shake my fist at that weird bug in Krita again. There we go, and now the remainder of the outline. That side is going to have a weaker presence, but that's okay. It's going up against her skin. There probably won't be much shadow there, if any at all. But I think this is fine. Alright, so far so good. Let's give her some gradients. gonna go ahead and select the dark part of her eye, and I'm just gonna pick a dark purple, just straight up. Not even gonna mix colors. Just gonna go in with the dark purple. And just lightly brush on top here. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go select the light part of her eye there. I think I'm just gonna use the color that I used for the outline. And I'm a brush in little light spot. There we go. Now, similarly, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna select the color there, we're gonna set this layer to screen, and I'm just gonna put a little circle right here. I'm currently deciding how big I want it to be. I think this size is pretty good. Okay, I don't like the screen, so I will try some different ones. Green it is. Let me just pick a better color then. You know, that kind of effect often works, but I don't think I like it here. I don't. Okay. In that case, I will do this for a little bit of extra highlight back here, but I need a different color for that. It's often kind of nice for just a little bit of reflected light in her eyes here. Do I like that? Not really. Okay. I'm gonna not worry about it then, and I'm gonna go back to screen, and I'm gonna try some different effects. Do I just want a line going down the middle? Like I said, this is just science. So I'm just gonna do some quick experiments. And things are probably gonna look a little funny while I'm just messing around. I guess that's okay. So here, let's go back to the point where I cleared everything. And while I don't like that, do I like this with another line going down the middle? Well, we'll make that line look nice, don't worry about it. Oh no. What about with just cute little things like this? Maybe. What if instead of that, I did it via gradient instead? I do not think I like the softness. This does not feel stained glass at all. Okay, no, I think this pattern with just an extra ring looks the best. Okay, but I can't draw circles to save my life, so... Okay, I'm gonna do it like this then. Like I said, cannot draw circles to save my life, so we will let the brush save my life for me. This is how I always draw circles, and then I go in and pick the width that I want the circle to be, which I think is gonna be like right around there. Which is gonna look scary for a little bit, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it! And then I erase the parts I don't want. And now she'll look a little bit less scary. Okay, how's this? I think that's cute. Let's go in and add the specular highlight so she stops looking like she's dying on the inside. It's nice and big and round and happy. I think that kind of highlight suits her. Alright. I think that's good. Time to go add the rest of the outlines that I want. Okay, so I think these are going to require like pure white outlines. The specular's going to get a special color, so that I will do in a little bit. But I just want some thin outlines around everything, because that's the kind of style this is. And then I guess it'll be time to go in and do the sclera. And then her eyes will be done. And that'll be 2 things I finished today. Heck yeah. Okay, like I said, after the hair gets done, things tend to go a little bit faster. Because hair is a nightmare, and in anime there is just so much of it. And everything else is just significantly less of a nightmare. Yes. Very yes. Okay. Now then. I'm gonna take shadow color here, and we're just gonna make it extreme. Bright red. Let's go. And that will be what I line her specular with. I have done this in other styles before, albeit the way I do it in other styles is different. But it's the same idea. It really makes it shine. Trust me. It's gonna look weird for a second. But it'll work. I believe. Okay, and now I take my pure white outline again, and we go around it again. I think having this outline be pretty thin is fine. This might be too thin. I'll zoom out and check it in a second. But I think this will be fine. And it's also possible that red is not the right choice of color. It's possible that it should be like green or blue, of just the opposite. In fact, I think that is actually true, so I'm gonna go pick just a super saturated, let's pick a light blue. And I'll try that. Because basically what I'm doing here is I'm using a complementary color to try to make the line pop a little bit more. Let me see if that looks better than the red. So much better. Okay. I had to think about it for a second, but yes, this is much better. So this is gonna make it look brighter, just because it has a strong complementary color to this red. It's like I could have made it straight green, but I think that would have been a little bit too harsh. So I picked kind of this lighter blue because it's close to green. Without being green. It's green adjacent. And that's what I want here. Yeah, then once her eyes are done, I guess it'll be time to work on her head and face. Oh. Man, am I just gonna do the entire face today? I'd be cool with that. Sounds pretty good to me. Drawing is fun. Man, it's amazing how much longer I can go and I don't have to worry about eating. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to do more than 2 or 3 hours at a time, just because I have other responsibilities. It comes with having children, you know? But right now they are sleeping, so I can do what I want. And I am feeling surprisingly good for totally messing with my sleep schedule. I am basically reversing it, going to bed from like 2 or 3 p.m. and then getting up at 11 p.m. and now I'm gonna be going to bed at 9 p.m. like a normal person and waking up at like 5 or 6. So, I mean, I guess it's a little bit early for a lot of people, but it's within normal people hours. I don't like how thick my white outline is, so I'm gonna make it thinner. This might mess up some of my other outlines, but it's fine, I can redraw them. When you don't like something, you just gotta go back in and change it back into something that you do like, even if it messes something else up. It's fine. See, no problem. No problem at all. Okay. Yeah, and that looks better. Alright, I think I like these eyes. I think they're cute. Fairly simple. But basically what I want them to be. Let's see, since the rest of this is just white, I'm gonna go ahead and check other color options, because something purple might also look nice. It's like I picked that for the compliment, but, you know, maybe a compliment isn't what I want here. Nah, blue definitely looked better. Yep, I think the color I picked is pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I'll see how I feel about those tomorrow, but for now, I think I can go ahead and start refining her head. So I'm gonna start by cleaning up the edge here, and for that I need her to be bald again. There will always be much baldness in my process. It's just easier to see when you don't have to worry about all this hair. So before I go into the outlines for the head, I also want to make sure that I know where all the shadows on her face are going to go. Excepting the ones caused by, like, her nose and stuff. The nose, I still have some decisions to make there, and I may or may not want to do that today. Okay. Now I think I can put the hair back on, so this way I don't do more work than necessary, and I will go from there. I'm gonna hide her blush layer while I work on this, just so I don't accidentally pick a redder color than I should. Okay, I think this entire area can just be in shadow here. All of that's probably going to be in shadow too. I just haven't decided where yet, so I want to refine some other areas first. Gonna make her jawline look nice there. And then I will decide how I want the shadows to be falling from her hair. I think it's going to be something like this. Have it a short distance away rather than right up against it, so this way it looks like her hair is some distance away from her face. If I put the shadow right next to it, then that would make it look like the hair was pressing up against her face. That's something I did a lot in the past, and I'm trying to break myself of it. Because I don't think it's not correct. Actually, right here it might be. For this particular spot. Since I'm using her face to kind of stop it. Make it look like the hair is brushing up against her face. So I think here it's actually correct. Here, her hair probably is pretty dang close to her face. Up here, no. Down here, up against her chin, perhaps. So I'll go ahead and do it like that, because I think it looks okay. Ear is definitely not going to be up against her head, though, so I'll give it a little bit of distance. Let me just erase literally everything over here so I can start with the kind of shapes that I want. Yeah, there we go. That's matching a little bit better. I do think that the tip is pointing more this direction, though, so I should match that a little bit better. Actually, no. Maybe for this part instead, what I should do is I should select my hair layer. Oh, I have some dirt. Okay, I should get rid of some of those excess pixels, especially considering what I'm trying to do here. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the hair layer, and I'm going to move the selection. Okay, that should be fine. Let me see. I know that there is an edit selection here. There it is. And we're just gonna bring it down and a little bit to the side. And that's where I will draw. Let's see how this looks. Because this will let me keep the shape of my hair perfectly. I think I liked the one that I had over here better, so I'll go and put that back. Okay, I like it in some places, but not all of them, so I'll go ahead and make the edits I want here. I guess that's a tool I can keep in my arsenal for the future, but I can see why I never did it like that. Wasn't quite as effective as I hoped, but it did get that curve that I was having trouble with looking great there, so that's worthwhile at least. Alright, we got hair shadows. Let's see. Anything else I want to do before I get into the nose? I do remember not being entirely happy with the location of this bit of blush. Oops, no, not the head, the blush. Sometimes when you select something, move it, and then undo, it doesn't undo cleanly, and you're left with this weird seam. Okay, yeah, if I want to change it, I have to redo the entire blush, which is fair. So let's just redo the entire thing. This time, rather than the way I've been doing it, I am going to try it with an airbrush. See if that gives me the level of control I want. Unironically, yes. So you know what? I should just do it like this all the time now. Now then, the nose. I wasn't sure if this location was actually good, or if I wanted it to be maybe just a little bit bigger. Okay. That works. Put a little bit of red on the nose now. think the blush should actually sit on top of her nose. Yes. I think that'll look nice. And the highlights I will worry about in a sec. Okay, but first I have to get the shape of her nose in a way that makes me happy. I'm determined. I want to finish her face today. I have just decided this now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the entirety of her face. Okay, now I can turn the blush back on, blush highlights back on. And then I'm gonna grab this highlight color here, and I'm gonna put a small gradation on her chin here. Shadow and all. And then I'm gonna grab the shadow color here. I'm gonna go a little bit more toward purple and a little bit darker. And I'm gonna put a little tiny gradation up here. Just a tiny one. I do not want her face to look ominous. Okay. Now then, blush highlights. I think the ones on her cheeks are fine. I just gotta fix the one on her nose and decide what I want to do with it. I don't know. Maybe just a little triangle here. That look cute. Or is that like too much detail? It's not pointing the right direction, but I think it looks cute. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. Maybe I should actually, like, invert the colors and have... Let's see here. So, if I make this color the highlight, you can't see it. But then I add, like, this dark triangle or something. This is too pointy, but I'm just doing a proof of concept. Nah, don't like it. Okay. Experiment done. Do not like. Moving on. What if I did something? I've seen people do stuff like this and it can be pretty cute. I know what I'm thinking of, but I did not capture it at all. Sometimes people put like this cute little light spot on top. If I get this in perspective, it might be cute. I don't know, something about her is looking a little bit sad now. I don't know, the expression is off. That's actually a problem. That's actually a pretty big problem. Let me reverse the thing here. But yeah, something about her is looking a little bit sad now. But it seems to be more than just the specular. Maybe it's her mouth. Okay. Well, I guess I gotta figure that out before I do the nose. I think this is looking okay for the nose, though. But I don't want her to look sad. Certain parts of her face did move around a bit, so... Indeed. Maybe there is something up with her mouth now. Actually, yes. This already looks a little bit better, so... Her mouth just wasn't in the right place. Okay, good to know. no! Now she's back to looking a little bit sad again. Why do you look sad, Yuyuko? Okay, everything's looking cute. You don't gotta be sad. Not at all. Oh... Man, what is going on? We're gonna make her bald again. So this way I can hopefully see her jawline a little bit. Let me see, is it the... Jawline looks fine. Is it like the light in her eyes? No, she still looks a little sad even with that. Okay, it looks a little bit less sad. Maybe it is just the light. Or maybe it's the outline that it doesn't like. You know what? I'm gonna leave it just in case I'm being, like, weird and I'm seeing stuff where there's nothing. That does happen sometimes, and I'm gonna go back to working on the rest of her face for a little bit. Gotta perfect that nose, and I think the nose might even be a little bit high. And now I just have a bunch of things that are arbitrarily bothering me, and man, I hate it when that happens. Okay, I want to move just everything down very slightly here. Her chin felt like it was getting a little bit large, which unfortunately means I'm gonna have to redo a bunch of the hair shadows. Yeah, that definitely looks better. Okay. I'm lucky, maybe it'll even make her look a little bit less sad. Unfortunately, I put a bunch of gradients and stuff up there, so now all the colors are not necessarily accurate to what they used to be. I can't see the hair very well, so I'm inverting her face. Always looks a bit funny when I do this, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? And then over here is just gonna be all dark. And yes, that will be dark when the time comes. It's just right now I have all the colors inverted, so everything is gonna look weird. Alright, I think I have those hair shadows good, so now I can make the colors okay again. And I can make proper adjustments for where the new shadow should be here. Okay, there we go, that's a bit better. And everything moved down together, so hopefully everything is fine there. I will give it a thorough look over just to make sure, but I think it'll be okay. Now if I move different pieces, different distances, I'd be more concerned. But I did not. Everything moved down together. But it's still good to do my due diligence. Make sure I am happy with everything. And I am. So I can give her her nice little red cheeks back and head outline time. Let's go. Alright, I want a fairly thick one around her jawline. I want this one to have great presence. So it will be nice and thick. And then I'm gonna put some more around the shadows on her jaw and stuff. Those will be thinner. Those will be much thinner than this. And most of her jawline here is covered by hair, so we're not going to see it, but that's okay. The hair has its own line, so it'll be fine. Okay, and then I will put some thinner lines around the shadows here. Keep it with the theme of a stained glass. Everything gets lines. Yeah. For some reason, I cannot draw that line. Let me try it from this angle. Alright, that looks good. I will need to adjust the shadows here in places where I did not draw the line quite right. That is fine. I can do that. I will do that at the end. First, I just gotta get all these guys in there. And this just goes to show that you are never free from hair. Never. Even now, I am drawing hair. It's the shadows of the hair, but it is nonetheless hair-shaped. Never free. Never. Okay, there we go. And now I can adjust all the shadows accordingly. And I want to make sure that I have the right colors selected and I'm not accidentally getting a skin tone with extra blush color in it. That'd just be unfortunate. Okay. And now I want to do the same thing, but around the nose. I will also do the same thing around the mouth, but I have not yet finished the mouth, so I will need to do that first. Now this is way too messy. Let's try that again. Doing it like this will definitely flatten everything, so gotta be careful if you actually want your drawing to look three-dimensional, but I want mine to look like stained glass, so it's supposed to be a little bit flat. This is all very intentional. I will not be outlining the blush, though. The blush will stay as a nice, blurry little gradient. We'll put a small one around her eyes, though. And around the eyelashes for good measure. 'Cause I think that will look nice. Yeah, I think that does look nice. Man, I have been looking forward to painting this face for so long. I am glad that it is finally here. Now I just want to do all the things to it. I think those eyebrows I will just leave a solid color, but I will go ahead and give them an outline. And I will do that with the hair color, directly on the eyebrow layer itself, not with my skin layer here. It just makes sense to do it with the eyelashes because doing it on the eyelash layer was pretty hard. So doing it here just makes sense. Alright, I'll do the mouth when the time comes, but for now, I think it is about time to get those eyebrows. It'll be a pretty thin line. I don't think it needs a lot going on here. And then maybe just a couple of extra lines in some key places to make him look a little bit more eyebrow-like. There we go. Okay. I'll do the mouth and the neck. And then I guess her back hair too. And that'll basically be her face done. And I'll do her hat some other time. And I think I will end after I finish off the rest of her face here. Hopefully she will not look sad to me anymore. Because that was just kind of unfortunate. I think part of it might have been that I also didn't have a super perfect curve for her smile here, and I still actually think it's a little lopsided. And I'll fix the outlines there once it comes time to put it on her mouth. I am not concerned with a little bit of outline covering the corner of her smile here just yet. Okay, I think this little smile is looking cute. I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. Okay, now then. This one I will go ahead and just use this color, but it looks like it's not really showing up here. Yeah, I have the right color. It is normal. Yep, it is. There we go. Okay, I had a darker color. I was gonna say, I didn't think the skin tone was quite that light. But it is true that maybe I want a few shadows around the mouth just so you can see the line. Let's do it. So I can't see it right now, so let's go ahead and use this kind of lighter shadow color. Oops, no, not on the face layer. We do it on the head layer. Just so that this way just so that this way the outline on the mouth will be a little bit more visible. I've already had great luck with this technique elsewhere, so I have no problem using it again here, even though it's going to look a little bit weird until I put that line around it. It's okay, it can look as weird as it wants for now. Okay. Let's make this look a little bit less weird now. And once I have this outline on, I can adjust that shadow accordingly, just until it's to my taste. Until I like it. Yeah, and I think it's fine for this outline to be fairly thin. Although right now I'm a little bit worried because it's looking a little bit more like clown makeup than anything. So maybe I can't outline her mouth. This is fine though. This is okay. So I guess I'll leave it like that. And just for funsies, let's pick a nice little pink color and give her a little lip color. I think she's the type that could have this kind of thing. Little highlight. There we go. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. So I haven't done her hat yet. I am definitely not feeling up to doing that today, but I will put a little outline on her neck here. This is definitely too light. How do I want to pick a color like this? Maybe something like that? Will that color look good? Let's find out. Fine, we can find out together. Oh yes, I do think that color looks good, so I'm gonna keep it. Where is the back of her neck? I need to hide the hair again. Oh, it's not that hair I need to hide. It is... Yes, that is right. It is this hair I need to hide. I'm gonna start collapsing layers a little bit too, so I can scroll through them a bit more quickly. Areas that are basically done, so that'll be... Hair here is basically done. Alright. I think that looks fine. I don't think it needs any more details or anything, so let me go clean up her back hair here. Over here still looks okay. Let me find a good outline color for you. I think this one will work. And then I'll outline this guy too. This one is gonna have thinner ones. This one, I want to keep it fairly thin. You know, relative to everything else. It's gonna have a little bit more of a muted presence. This one I'm actually just drawing directly on the hair layer itself. I'm not really worrying about it. Not really worrying about it at all. And it's fine, because this is, you know, this is just a little area. These are small details that are meant to just kinda exist. Help make the picture look a little bit more interesting, but they're not really there to grab attention. They're the supporting cast. So I want to keep them fairly simple. They're not going to go out of their way to do anything special. They're just going to be content as they are. I'm just being kind of careful with it. Trying to get this the width I want. Having a bit of trouble. These things happen. And I will still give them their little extra shapes. But again, I don't want to overdo it. Just enough to make it clear that this is hair. And it is the same texture as all the hair above it. But it's not going to get alternate colors or anything. It's going to stay just like this. And there we go. I think that this is how this is going to look. And even zoomed out, I think it looks pretty good. That's a face, all right. Which means that I'm probably going to have a new default thumbnail for a while. Ew! Alright, well, I really wanted to get the face done. I have been wanting to draw this face for, like, ever, and I think it looks pretty good. We'll see if I still think Yuyuko looks sad tomorrow. If I do, then Wednesday, I'll fix up the face. But for now, I think this is where I will stop. So. Oh, my throat actually hurts a little bit. Anyway, well, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.